Look at this. It's a mobile phone. So much processing power it could run the finances of a small company. Forget rocket science. This thing can do double entry bookkeeping. I can play music on it and games. I used it to watch Star Wars on the train the other day. It's got apps for everything. Calculator, calendar. May the 4th be with you. I can remember the first time I saw a computer. Came face to face with the screen. My manager Brian called me into his office to show me his new purchase. He was so proud of himself. He pointed at the strange lump of plastic on the desk, puffed his chest out, straightened his tie and said, triumphantly, "The future?" I admit that when he called me into his office somewhat surreptitiously, I thought it was to share his secret stash of figure holes. I was finding it hard to not show me disappointment when said stash of figure holes did not appear. So I said, "What is it?" "A computer," he said. "Get away?" I said. "Yeah, it is," he said. Brian was a little crestfallen, so I gave some consideration to my next question. I paused. "What does it do then?" Now you have to remember, this was 1979. We just elected our first woman Prime Minister. We'd been on the moon quite some time ago. Europe looked like a good place for the UK to be. We thought we were quite progressive. But a computer that sat on a desk? I'd seen loads of sci-fi shows on the telly. Computers were massive. They filled rooms, big rooms. This thing was none of that. It was a big white blob with a telly on the front and a keyboard typewriter on the emblazoned with the words "Super Brain." I said, "Brian, they've spelt your name wrong." He wasn't amused. I was an electrician who was still using slide rules and log tables for big sums. I thought I was cutting edge. I had an electronic calculator, but it's so complicated you'd try to do anything more than basic maths. It was an expensive toy. You could enter 58805 on it and turn it upside down, and it spelled boobs. Anyway, computers were supposed to be the size of a double-decker bus. We were wearing tape spools and flashing lights. This thing was cool and white and shaped like a stormtrooper's helmet. "So what does it do then?" I repeated. I could tell he was thinking. Probably had some deep purpose that my mind could only comprehend if it was said in the most simplistic terms. I waited. Finally he said, "Nothing." "Nothing," I said, trying to hide my disappointment. "Nothing," he confirmed. "It has to be programmed. We have to tell it what to do." I just looked at him. "Well," I said, "tell it to put the kettle on. I'm parched." Brian died last year. The big C. Not COVID, the other big C. We'd worked together for 25 years till he retired in 2015. 6 months later he was diagnosed. Retirement is a killer. I went to see him before, he was quite buoyant. Showed me his tablet, helped him do some stuff around the house. Open the curtains, close the curtains, turn on the TV, play music, anything. He reminded me about that computer that day. We were pioneers. We were the new frontier. He sounded fierce with his fist in the air, a look of Edmund Hillary on the top of Everest as he breathed heavily into his oxygen mask. I'm sick of me grandkids telling me how impressed they are. They can use social media. Who do they think built it, made it work, kept it working? Siri, play me something from the 70s, he announced defiantly to the room. We've only just begun, starts up from a speaker in the corner of the room. White lace and promises, a kiss for luck and we're on our way. We sat in silence as Karen Carpenter warmed the room. When Karen was pouring, and when the evening comes we smile, like honey dripping into the room, Brian had had enough. Fuck it! I thought they'd give me something by the Sex Pistols. Here he said, watch this. Siri, put the kettle on. From the kitchen, I could hear the click of the kettle and the roar of the water beginning to boil. That's great, I said. Now, can you get it to fetch the fig rolls?